Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy. My name is Adrian Grody. For those who don't know, I am a part of ZUDECAST. I'm a comic book creator and just all around dork and comic book nerd, trying to put myself out there on the internet some more. I'm here for ZUDECAST. I'm doing another Book of Boba Fett breakdown. Last night we got chapter 6. It's called "From the Desert Comes a Stranger." Ooh, I wonder who said stranger is. We're gonna get into that today. We're trying to have a bunch of new videos coming out, so definitely like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get the YouTube channel pumping, all of that good stuff. So let's rock and roll. My Instagram handle's right there too, by the way. I make comic books and I make music too. So yeah, let's check this out here. Book of Boba Fett. Oh, gotta get rid of that. I'm still new to all this, but Star Wars Day. Oh, I got my lightsaber. I had to went out. I got a new metal Sith Lord t-shirt right here, bro. I am so happy. This episode was awesome. Lots to love. Still some similarities to last week episode, but considering how much they were implied to tie in together, I'm just taking it for what it is, and I'm enjoying it because it was really something special here. And we're gonna get into it here. I'm gonna set my lightsaber to the side though. As much as I love that guy, yeah, I'm still a little clunky at running all the boards and stuff by myself. So let's go on. Let's see what's going on here. Let me get my slideshow pulled up. Oh yeah. All right. So yeah, episode 6, man. I think we only have one more episode left. 7, I want to say, is how many we have going on so far. And I'm gonna kind of do a breakdown at the end of what I think is gonna happen in the next episode. But yeah, let's keep it rolling here, man. Last episode, it was definitely heavily implied we're gonna see Grogu. Din Djarin said, "I need to go do something first before I help out Boba Fett," and everybody knew that was gonna be go see Luke and Grogu, see what they're up to, check in with them. And I really like the way they handled it. I think it was really good. But before we get into all of that, we get this real cool kick-ass scene, actually, of Cobb Vanth out there in the desert, and there's some pikes, and they're trying to run some spice around, and it's really clear they're just out there doing shady. And he comes in like a straight, desert cowboy from an old movie, and he does the whole tough sheriff thing. He said, I don't know what's going on here, but if y'all want to just chalk it up to just leaving, I'll let you get out of here. And these pikes, they decide to get crazy with them, and he really shows them what's what. He ices 2 of them with one shot, which I thought was awesome. I had to replay that a bunch of times when I first watched it because I was like, did they just mess up and have him kill 3 people with only 2 shots? But no, that first shot like ricocheted off the first dude and hit him right in one go, and I thought that was so kick-ass right away. It's like the Western vibes are very real in this episode, and I do like how they're tying like. I was actually surprised that he came in this late to this story, to be honest, because especially he was wearing Boba Fett's armor in Mandalorian Season 2. I thought we were going to see him in the flashback. So I really like this guy, though. He reminds me of, how much of a space Western Star Wars is. And he just seems like a really grounded character. And I like that. He's not super overpowered. He's pretty cool. Let me see. I got my notes here. I got to get my notes going, too. But yeah, that was a real cool way to start the episode. I like that a lot. Let me see here. Oh yeah. So right away after that was just the intro stinger before we even got the title card. And the title "From the Desert Comes a Stranger." I was very intrigued by that. I didn't know really what was gonna come from this episode. How much Boba Fett storyline were we gonna get? How much Grogu Din Djarin storyline were we gonna get? I wasn't really sure, so I really didn't know what was gonna be coming. But so that was a really good setup here. I feel like right off the bat. And I do like him. He's a pretty good character, and that was a really cool scene for me. It kind of established him that he's a valid player himself too, even though he's a smaller character. Like he's still tough, and he's still out here having to deal with these same things too. So I love the way they brought him into the story like that. So then we cut to just immediately right off the bat, Mando hopping out of hyperspace and flying over the planet where Luke and Grogu are training at, and he like this planet, I don't know what planet it's supposed to be actually, and a lot of people were saying like it could be Dagobah or not Dagobah, but like Yavin or something, but they didn't explicitly say here, and I'm not sure. So if anybody knows what planet it is, you should definitely let me know, because I haven't watched any breakdown videos on this yet. I wanted to do this just raw reaction, not uninfluenced by other YouTubers or whatnot. But he has a beacon that's, calling to him, and that he's following down, and it's from R2D2 here. I'm using concept art, by the way, concept art in a couple shots I took off the kind of just screen grabbed off the TV to kind of frame out my video here. But yeah, I'm always happy to see R2D2, and he kind of tells him that, he's like, I'm here to see Grogu. Can you take me to him? And so he starts following, R2 just starts going away, and Din Djarin follows. But we end up seeing that Grogu, R2 takes him not directly to Grogu. In this scene, there's something that I thought was kind of funny. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but me and my sister always watched like a lot, like when we watch it through all the movies together, we notice R2's always getting left behind. Like everybody always runs ahead of him and he gets left behind. And I don't know if it was on purpose, but R2's like way ahead of him at one point and like whistles to him like, hey, hurry up. Cause Din Djarin's kind of stuck in his head and he's kind of looking around too. There's always kind of crab droids crawling around here. And they're building a temple, which I thought was awesome. Of course, if Luke's, got some kind of setup going, he's going to have droids. He's going to have like a farm, like on Tatooine or something, because that's what he knows how to do. He knows how to already handle like, have the droids delegate tasks and manage stuff. So I thought it was cool that they were building the temple while Luke and Grogu were out training. And these droids were really cool too. I'm not sure what these are like called or if there are any books or anything before, but I thought they were really cool design on like the spider like, and they were like going through the trees and picking up rocks, and they had like these cool little, it was like Boston Dynamics robots almost too. And I thought I thought they were cool. And let's see here. So yeah, and then we cut to just right away. I didn't, I know it was coming, but it's still just awesome to see. These two are just meditating, and he's, they're spending time together trying to feel out the Force. And that's what this whole first half of this episode is basically about. I mean, I'd say most of the episode is about it, but this is, if last week's episode was an homage to the Phantom Menace, this one is an homage to The Empire Strikes Back and the relationship between Yoda and Luke, because all of that is like really mirrored here. George Lucas always said he's like, Star Wars is poetry, it rhymes, and things come back around in a similar way, but it's different. And this is a big moment of that for sure. I think this episode is written by Dave Filoni too, who a lot of people believe is the torch was passed to Filoni from Lucas, and I'm in that camp as well. This is a really good episode that just gives a lot of fans what they want. This is what I wanted out of like an episode 7, or I mean, this is what everybody wanted out of episode 7. We want to see Luke training. We're gonna get into some of the other stuff too, but yeah, this scene was great because they're meditating. Luke is locked in, just straight vibing, but Grogu's a little bit listful, like a kid. He starts playing with this frog here. They use the concept art here. Definitely go watch the video, even though full spoilers if you haven't already, gotten the vibe. Yeah, spoiler talk, it was in the title. But yeah, he's playing with the frog too, which is again a callback to season 2 where he was eating the frogs to me. Like I don't know, but there's a lot of, I feel like it's almost like going third wall level 2, like how there's like the frog on ketamine joke that they always make about Yoda, and we get lots of little Grogu flips and jumps into this episode too. It's actually pretty cool. But so he's lifting the frog and Grogu messing around. And Luke is, he does, to show that like, oh, here's what you could really do. He just does this moment where he lifts all the frogs out of the pond and out of the fields into the air. And little Grogu is just like, oh my gosh. And they do a really good job of giving him expression. I know they always have, but like, it's just always amazing. Like the practical effects on that tiny little face, he's so small. It's such a small little thing, and they, like the puppeteering is really good on the practical effects for that. But this was awesome too. I love subtle displays of Force powers, because that's like in A New Hope, it was a lot like that. It's all these, and this is subtle, but it's still big. It's like, yeah, he's just very easily lifting up all the frogs all at once. And yeah, I liked it because this is like a real teacher student kind of episode. And there's not a lot of direct conflict, but it's a lot of training and development in like, what the Force is. And we in the audience too, we're learning with them, So this was awesome. I like that a lot. Oh yeah, they have this scene where they go for a walk, and they're he's talking to them all about Yoda, and I think a lot of people, wanted to hear this too. And I was just happy about the way they handled it too. He's telling them all about Yoda and saying that, it's just a weird kind of not weird, but it's cool to see. And I like so that Grogu keep up. He keeps on like force lifting him and like levitating him along with them as he walks through the forest there. Yeah, it's real charming, real wholesome stuff, to be honest. It's and that's good. I love that shit, man. It's just major member berries in a good way, because it's moving the story forward. There's these elements that are gonna give us nostalgia, and this relationship that we knew from before is guiding how the character's acting and how we feel about what we're seeing. And that's good though, because this is what we wanted. We wanted to see Luke be a teacher. We wanted to see Luke train and know more about the Force and be wise and have a good demeanor about it. And this is good, because they're bonding too, and it's real wholesome. Although this isn't wholesome right here. I mean, he keeps on asking him. He says, like, do you remember where you're from, or anybody who you're because he tells him how Yoda used to talk, and he was like, do you remember anybody talking that way? And what he does is he does one of those force moves where he unlocks Grogu's memories, and we have a really intense flashback here, man. Order 66. It was a really good parallel to the calm, beautiful nature of the planet they're training on, just to kind of see this flashback immediately. And it reminded me how crazy that whole scene was. And the clone troopers looked great. It was so good to see clone troopers in live action again. I don't know if there were any in Mando like season 1 or 2, like in a flashback there, but they looked great here. And that same sense of like chaos and calamity was really good. I'm sure this is going to work its way into like those compilations that people make of like Order 66 in real time or whatever. Although I don't think we know who any of these Jedi are. I don't think they're supposed to be named. I think it's just I don't know. Maybe, let me know. I don't know. So if you know who these guys are, drop it in the comments. Cause I'd love to know. I couldn't really pick anything from it, but I think it's implied that the stormtroopers took him after killing these Jedi here. And again, too, just with like the emotional range that they've got on this little tiny puppet, it's really something else. And I love the puppetry in Star Wars go hand in hand, those old Jim Henson designs and stuff, and especially because Yoda was a puppet too. Like it goes really well to me, even amongst all the awesome CG and post effects that we have these days. Nothing like practical effects to me. Oh yeah. And then out of nowhere we cut back to Din Djarin, and he wakes up from a nap, with like a hair trigger, and he quick on the draw, and it's Ahsoka just pops right in frame, and he says this line. He's like, I didn't expect to see you here, which is like, these guys are clever writers, because that's exactly how you're supposed to feel with a reveal like this. It's just like bam, and there she is. It's not a big old introduction. It's just she was already here vibing out already too. And it was a really cool scene to see them catch up too, because they had that whole side quest together in season 2, and they have a conversation about like basically she R2 brought him to Ahsoka first so that she could almost kind of screen Mando and make sure he wasn't coming back for the wrong reasons and wasn't gonna make things worse for Grogu's training or stuff, because she knows how close they were. She's the one who, I got to stop saying I know. I'm working on that. I said I'll work on that. She's the one who said that she wasn't going to train Grogu, but he would go and find someone else and call out to someone, and someone else would be able to train him. And that was Luke. And they have this interesting conversation that really gives insight into how the Jedi are thinking now. And I liked it, because he says, why are you okay with him training Grogu when you said you wouldn't? And she says, I can't control what other people do. And so, of course, I don't have a problem with it, because I can't control what they're going to do. That's his choice. And I really thought that was cool. It shows Ahsoka has a very, the Jedi have become, I guess, because they probably have their own different philosophies at this point too, because they're all kind of scattered as well. So it just made her feel really wise. And I got that vibe from both of them on this episode. They're both very wise and just very collected, more so than they've both ever been, Luke and Ahsoka. But basically what happens is he says, I don't care. Well, either way, I want to make sure he gets this armor I made for him. And he I need to give it to him. So she takes it from him because he chooses not to disrupt the training because he knows it would be emotional for Grogu because he's just a baby still. But let's see here. Oh yeah, another just montage of Luke and Grogu training together, which again, it was a parallel to Empire Strikes Back. This was my favorite scenes in Empire Strikes Back where Yoda's on his back and he's making him run. He even does the flip, the front flip. I love when he does the front flip. That was always just a random moment. Like he didn't need to do the front flip, but he did the front flip, like just to flex on him. I always loved that part. So it was just, it's again, member berries in a good way because it's evoking all that similar vibes, but now it's recontextualized and like the path feels different. The running a training course feels different now. And the body double they got for him is really good, by the way. I know that's concept art and that one's blurry, but the physicality is on point. And I didn't say it yet either before. And I guess this picture is as good as any to talk about it. The deepfake has gotten a lot better. I thought they were going to do the old, look off screen and talk when he's only off screen. But they did a really good job. And you actually do see his mouth move at several points. And I thought that it was kind of crazy how good it was. Yeah. So that was cool. They climb up to the top of these trees too, which it was cool. He like shimmies up this little bamboo shoot and they take a look over the whole like valley. And to me, nature and like balance in the Force, that's a huge thing I like to see because I think that touches on how spiritual Star Wars can be. And Luke Skywalker, like after everything he went through at the end of the Return of the Jedi, to me is a perfect character to explore that through. And if you love nature too, like Star Wars really speaks to a lot of, the harmony and just what the natural order of like the world is, regardless of whether we're here or not, and the choices we make. There's always like this flow of energy, and I love when Star Wars really they really dig into that, And this episode does do a good job of giving you just enough, like not over explaining stuff to me, because it just gives you plenty visually and in terms of dialogue and exposition, but it gives you just enough to where you can still think about it. It really resonates. And it's always just more Luke Skywalker. I know some people are afraid it might be a crutch to fall back on, but I think that at this point, after everything that happened with the sequel trilogies, it's just use him. He's an amazing character. He's one of the best characters of all time, and he makes sense to be here. He fits in the story. It's not like he's just whammed in there and it doesn't really work. Like this works this feels very organic, and especially. Oh yeah, he's practicing with his lightsaber. He's just practicing, like just swinging, and that's always it's just fun. Training montage, little baby boy. He starts doing flips. He's like does force jumps and stuff, and it's funny because at first he does this little tiny just a little hop, and again I'm a sucker for these little the wholesome moments. But they started using, at one point they did use CGI to show him like flip around and stuff. And I think this was the first time they did use CGI for this character. So it felt a little iffy to me, but honestly, I think we all know they have plans to make this character full grown one day and to give him powers and like make him, probably have more action oriented scenes and stuff. And I think this is them just barely beginning to test the waters with that. And I think that eventually, if he gets bigger and stuff, and they do a sort of half CG, half practical model design for him, he could be a really, really like top tier cool character in terms of like visually what goes on with him. Just because he's the only other Yoda species we have too. So I think we're gonna see him be something special in the next. Probably, whatever this arc, whatever you want to call it, the Filoniverse arc that's coming. So let's see. Let's keep it rolling here. Oh, he crushes a control, the training remotes to the little orb that shoots little laser beams at you. But yeah, seeing these two together, oh my gosh, dude, this is like a big this is what I want. Missed opportunity. I thought this was for sure going to happen in the sequel trilogies because I thought, who's left? Okay, who's going to be in Luke's order? It's going to be, definitely Ahsoka. Ahsoka's definitely got to be in one of these three movies, especially if we're talking about more diverse characters. We have a strong female alien. Come on, who's the secret of, the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker. and linking up with, Luke, like that was I'm surprised it has taken this long to get around to this point, to be honest. Like I thought for sure that would have been in the sequels, but I think we all thought a lot of things would be in the sequels, and this isn't about the sequels. It's about this one, and this was great, man. Just the dynamic between the two of them. They have so much just respect and like approach towards each other. I mean, not approach, but yeah, like they really are taking heed to what each other has to say to each other. And there's just I don't know. I mean, obviously they've already met at this point, and I think we're gonna see them meet for the first time probably in something like Ahsoka. But I kind of like that they already met, because especially as Mandalorian, I said Din Djarin is a good stand-in for the audience, where we and Din can walk in on a situation and just be like, oh, what's happening? This is what's happening. Okay, we're fine. And since he's going to be, he rolls with the punches, and we know as much as him. I mean, we actually know more than him at this point, because both of these characters have these long, extensive histories that have nothing to do with the Mandalorian, and we're finally getting to see them interact through this story. And so to me, again, we all know what they've both been through, so we can only imagine, again, that first meeting, what they had to say. She even says at one point, she's like, "You're just like your father," and he just kind of, smiles and, like has a subtle, appreciativeness towards it. And, there's this like slight affection and respect there. And I thought that was really cool, because they're sort of like the only family they have left for each other in a lot of ways too, and I'm sure Luke is super happy to have met her and to know her and stuff. Just another shot, just all the shots of them together were so cool. Like, look at like come on, oh, that's so sick. Like both top S rank tier. I mean, I don't know, Ahsoka's up there too. So let's see what else here. Yeah, so it was good. Mando decides to leave, so we follow them back to the Tatooine. And we really don't get that much Boba still, unfortunately. I think that, they didn't even, they really, we come in and Fennec Shan's explaining like, oh, we get rumors that things are going to pop off soon and the mayor's off planet again, which it sucks, because I think the mayor was a cool character. I think he was one of the coolest characters of this whole show, and he could have been in it a little bit more before he tries to pop off. I think if Boba had direct more interaction with him, that would have been cool. But yeah, he's been off world, and I was really disappointed when she said, "Great, we got Din Djarin and Black Chrysanthemum. Those are our heavy hitters for the thing." It's like, oh, I thought we were gonna get like a Bosk, or like a God damn it, what's his name, Dirge? I can't remember. No, not Dirge. Dirge is like the tentacle guy or whatever. Oh, God damn it. Of course I forget his name. But the dude in the book, he saves him from the Sarlacc pit. I can't remember that guy's name, but he's in the scene, like that iconic scene, with all the bounty hunters, I thought we would have gotten like a couple of them being like, oh, we're here, Bubba. What's up, man? How you do? Like, glad to have you back. Let's go. Like, another mission. But it's just Black Chrysanthemum and Din Djarin, which I'm like, you kind of already had, like, you already had them in the bag almost, and Din said, you don't even have to pay me. So why would you not hire someone, like one more person, But I think it's really clear that these two sections of the story were probably shot at entirely different times from each other. But it's okay. I'm accepting this for what it is. I don't have it's clear what plot lines are carrying all the way through and what were kind of slapped together. But I don't care. I'm enjoying it. It's great. And then so yeah, they're laying out like just battle strategy. There's a cool little moment here where this Trandoshan guy, he punks out the mayor's little assistant or secretary or whatever he's talking shit, because Fennec's saying like, oh, he went off world, and the guy's like, actually it was a scheduled vacation, and then this guy just immediately jumps down his throat. And this is a good, cool little moment. I wish they could have gave that to Boba though. Again, see, lots of little missed opportunities like that, because if Boba was just like looked at him and then just flinched like that, even that would have been hilarious. That'd have been awesome. That'd have been funny, like, because it would have been showed. But I do like Gamorrean. That's what it is, not Trandoshan. Trandoshans are the lizard people. We're going to talk about the lizard people later. But the Gamorreans, the pig people. Yeah. But so they need more reinforcements though. So Mando's like, oh, I'm going to go try to hit up Cobb Vanth and all these fools who I just helped out kill the crate dragon in season 2, and you see the Jawas with the crate dragon skull on their crawler there. I thought that was great. You see the Jawas get all hype when they see Mando fly by. I don't know if they recognize him or if they're just stoked to see someone. They're just like, yo. I mean, I guess his ship's sort of, it's all chromed out like the Razor Crest, but it's not the Razor Crest. So that felt, I know it's a weird little nitpick, but I mean, I just love seeing Jawas in Jawa. Not that I minded. Of course, Jawas getting hyped. That's always hilarious. They're probably some of the funniest characters in Star Wars to me. But let's see here. And then, they have a meeting with Cobb Vanth. What was cool was the whole inside of the bar they were in was the skull, like the rib cage of the crate dragon. So that was a cool detail in the back. And one of Cobb Vanth's like deputies tries to jam up Mando about parking his spaceship in the wrong spot, and it gets so unnecessarily tense. And it's really funny, but it's actually a good setup for something that happens later on. Right after Mando leaves, actually. But, he's talking, trying to say we need to take down the Pikes because they're going to be coming over here the second they're done with us. They're selling their drugs all over the planet. Oh, and I forgot in the intro scene, after he tells the dude to kick rocks, so he shoots 2 dudes and 1 dude, or he shoots 3 dudes actually twice. So 2 bullets, 3 dudes, and there's 1 left. And he says, get in your car, get out of here, tell your boss, don't come back, or this is going to happen again. And he makes him leave the little crate of spice that they had. And I think this is the first time we've seen spice like on camera in the Star Wars universe, because he opens the box and it's all shimmery and like crazy, like gold looking, like it looks like sand, but it's all like shiny and blue, and there's all these weird hues going through it, and he just kicks it right over and lets it blow away in the wind. And I thought that was I should have mentioned that during that intro scene. But that just shows what Cobb Vanth, like, he doesn't care about wealth. He's just, trying to keep order. And he knows that this is going to bring chaos if this is even, there's even a chance of recovering this. So it's just gone to the wind. It's not, I don't have it. You don't have it. It's done. Get out of here, But, so you have a scene. The people clearly don't want it. There's the dude behind the bar talking shit. He's saying like, we don't want no fight and we're done. They call it like Peace Town or something now. Like, I don't remember, but they, it's a hard bargain, but he's saying like, Mando puts the pressure on him, and, they both get kind of cheeky with how they're kind of batting at each other too, because they're trying to be respectful, but they're also trying to be like, oh, so you're scared, you're not going to come fight with me because you're scared. That's fine, I guess. But they come away, and Cobb Vanth, like, really obviously he's like, well, I got it. We got to do this. Like, we got to handle business probably. And right as he does that, you think it's going to just change out, but like, oh shit, like out of nowhere. I mean, really out of nowhere. Like, I was like literally out of nowhere. I don't see him coming from anywhere. There's no ship. There's no nothing. He's just walking in from the middle of the desert, and it's super tense. I knew who it was right away, but I still just got chills because I was like, oh man, like this is not good, because we got a real C rank hero here, C rank side hero versus a real A rank iconic Star Wars villain here. For those who don't know, motherfucking Cad Bane, bro, made an appearance. This is the top bounty hunter in the galaxy before Boba Fett really came up. This guy has been in the Clone Wars. He had a rivalry with Jango Fett. He was most recently on the Bad Batch, and he was trying to catch Omega, which is Boba Fett's clone sister that was introduced on that show. And he had a really, really got a really dope scene in that show where he had like a duel. And he's really the Clint Eastwood of Star Wars, and I fucking love him for it. And his live action design, he's one of those characters that I should have put side by side. He's one of those characters where I do think there's a little bit of it would have been kind of hard to do, but I like how just distinctly alien he looks. He looks like an alien. Those big bulbous eyes didn't go anywhere. They're looking right into your soul. Just so I don't know. He's just so creepy, and his tongue and his teeth and his lips, like he had like distinctly really like smacks his lip when he talks, and he has this gritty like Boba Fett was a traitor, like, and it's just like this really just gritty voice almost, and his teeth are all like sharp and like kind of nasty looking too. Like, he just did a really good job of making him intimidating, and like I said, I'm like, we're in trouble here, guys. Like, this is not good. And the deputy comes out running his mouth, being like, the sheriff's not for sale, trying to talk all this hype up, and he gets it's it's a almost not Mexican standoff because they're not all three, but it's a 2v1 duel, and man, Cad Bane just lights him up, especially the deputy. He literally shoots the deputy like 6 times. He shoots Cobb Vanth once in like the arm, but he shoots the freaking random deputy. I don't even think that guy had a name. He gets blapped. It's bad. It's really bad. He's like on the floor still getting shot. It's messed up actually. But great reintroduction of the character, man. Really like it's like way to bring out the big guns, like character wise, but to escalate the story too, because this is Boba Fett's like arch nemesis and shit. There was a deleted scene from the Clone Wars where Boba, like a young Boba, was supposed to have like this epic battle with him where he takes over the mantle of being like the best bounty hunter. But I feel like we're probably gonna see something like that right now, in the next episode. I definitely final boss right here of the season for sure. I think it's gonna be obvious. I mean, he's here. He's got Cad Bane is the biggest, baddest bounty hunter here, against Boba Fett. So, but also too, the guys from the beginning, they came back. Some Pikes came into the main casino that's been at the main casino that we've been going to and seeing, and there's the Twi'lek lady, and there's the band, there's the R2 unit playing drums, and I was like, oh man, I love this casino. And then I'm literally just in the scene going through my head, and then the scene blows, like they walk out, and then there's this protocol droid. He's like, oh, you forgot your thing here, and it just explodes the whole building. Presumably everybody in there. I mean, there's probably gonna be some survivors, but to carry the plot forward. But man, it was ugly. It was a fat explosion, and it was pretty shocking. I didn't see it coming like that, but it definitely, between Cad Bane and this right here, it's about to be war. It's really clear, and I think Cobb Vanth did survive. The way they set it up, I rewatched it a couple times. He got shot like right here, which is classic place to shoot someone if you want them to survive for your story. So I think Cobb Vanth is going to come up. I think there's a little bit of missed opportunity of having Cobb Vanth interact with Boba Fett. We're probably going to see a little bit of that next time, but I thought he would for sure be in the flashbacks because he had his armor for years and years, according to what was in season 2. And Boba didn't know. I doubt that. So we'll see how they interact, because I think he's going to come back. I don't think he's dead, but this scene was pretty shocking. I think some of the characters are going to be dead from this, maybe like what's her name, I can't remember the actress's name, but she's the Twi'lek lady who's in charge of it, and I think she'll probably be severely injured and explain what happened to Boba, and then it's gonna be straight war. And I think that this next episode is gonna be where just jam packed with all the action. So we'll see where it goes. And then last but not least, we cut back here, and so Ahsoka gave Luke the package from Din Djarin, and she said it's from the Mandalorian. He wants him to have it. And so we get to this scene where the temple's done. By the way, they finished building the temple, and then they're meditating together. And I hate to say that, I'm sure it looks just like a traditional like Jedi hut from like Legends maybe, but it does. I mean, the huts were like that in The Last Jedi as well. So to me, I did think it was at least cool. It was cool to keep that continuity, of Luke like in a little humble Jedi hut on a planet somewhere. It looks like a cool place to live. Not gonna lie, I want a hut like that. That looks tight. But so they're meditating, and he gives them an option. Basically, he says, this was for you from the Mandalorian. He wanted you to have this, but I'm gonna give you a choice, because this is Yoda's lightsaber right here, and this belonged to my Grand Master. Now, if you can have the shirt if you pick Mando, but you might have you can't be a Jedi anymore, because you'll be accepting, it's a symbol of attachment, and he basically leads it up. And this is where the cliffhanger of the episode ends, of letting Grogu decide, is he going to pursue it, be a Jedi, or is he going to take the, go be a Mandalorian essentially, and I think he, that's where the episode ends. And what a choice to make, what a decision to leave us with. And I think he may end up taking the Beskar and not ending up being a Jedi, and then maybe having some other sort of
character path, because again, there's a lot you could do with this character. I feel there's so much you could do with this character. He's obviously really strong with the Force, but if he doesn't end up being a Jedi, what does he end up doing? You know, and I think there's a lot of potential for storytelling there, especially if maybe he has different views about the Jedi because of this. But it is also surprising to me too that Luke is still hanging on to the idea of attachment. I mean, I guess he understands because he saw how his friends were used against him every step of the way through the original trilogy. So he tries to, you know, he knows the importance of needing to disconnect from that. But yeah, what a cliffhanger, man. That's a tough choice for me, man. Be a Mandalorian or be a Jedi. I don't know what I would pick. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, that's the note it ends on there. What do I think is going to happen in episode 7 though, man? I'm going to take it back to the front here. I definitely think that Cobb Vanth is going to survive. Let me pull it back to him. Oh my gosh, way back here. Yeah, I definitely think Cobb Vanth survived. So I think him and his town folk are going to come and help out. And I think we're probably going to also see like a last minute, like some surviving Tusken Raiders come help out too, because the Tusken Raiders helped out Cobb Vanth and his people when they fought the Crate Dragon. So to me, that'll be like a big tie-in, bringing it all the way back around too, because Boba's cool with the Tuskens. He's cool with the Tuskens too. You know, or Cobb Vanth and them, they teamed up, even though they were at war with each other. They teamed up and they, you know, did the thing together. So I don't think it's the same tribe of people, obviously, but I think that's something that could happen. We'll see Tusken Raiders come to help in the big battle against the Pikes because they're still outnumbered. I think the Pikes they definitely may have someone else aside from Cad Bane too. Cad Bane's for sure probably going to come in and be he's probably going to wreck. It's going to be ugly. I feel like the way when he gets into like, you know, full, like when there's a lot of enemies coming to help out or to fight against him and against the Pikes, I think it's going to be a bloodbath here, frankly, from this man, because he's just as cruel and evil as ever, and that's good. I like that. I like that. You know, again, when I was talking last week about the brutality of Star Wars, and to me, he reminds me of just like a cold-blooded Western, you know, Clint Eastwood villain, and that's cool. Let me see here. I think she's gonna survive, and we're gonna see her explain what happened, and that's gonna be the last straw. And Mando's gonna go sicko. Can't say sicko mode anymore. My bad. Boba Fett's gonna go really hard and just go beast mode. Let me see here. I don't know what's gonna happen with this, to be honest with you. Maybe we'll see a follow up on this briefly. There has been rumors of Han and Leia making appearance potentially, so maybe they come to help out somehow. And maybe Luke gives Grogu back to Din Djarin. Actually, maybe he says he chose you, and I'm not going to make him be a Jedi because that's not what I'm supposed to do. And maybe that could happen. Actually, I really do think that might happen because I think Grogu might choose the Mando over being a Jedi. But and then, like I said, there's been rumors of Han and of a de-aged Harrison Ford, which I don't know. Just bring what's his name, Alden Ehrenreich back. You already cast him, so I mean, just use him. Might as well. Harrison Ford, you know, I don't know. They're doing a good job with this Luke deepfake though. It's really, really great. I'm really happy with how they're handling that. Let me see here. Yeah, Black Chrysanthemum's helping out too. So Black Chrysanthemum, Boba Fett, and Din Djarin. I would have loved to see a Bosk. Maybe we'll see a Bosk on the other team, but that's just a distinct missed opportunity to not have Bosk on this show. I thought she too, the chick with the red arm there, I thought she was going to be, I cannot remember her name, but she was on Masters of Terrakasi. There was a chick with a robot arm too. And I thought it was that character, but I guess it's not. So we'll see. The scooter kids got mixed reception. I think the scooter gang, the techno gang would have be easier to accept if Thundercat was actually out here causing trouble with them too, because Thundercat had a cameo. He was the one who rigs them all up and fixes everyone, and he saved Fennec Shand too. But I mean, I know Thundercat's actually busy being Thundercat, you know, and it was just a cameo. But I think that would have made it a lot easier to accept kind of some of the things people don't like about these characters, you know. But I mean, it's obvious they're supposed to be young ruffians, you know. But I think the techno design is way more like Coruscant than Tatooine for sure. But I hope we see them do some cool stuff, and especially her, because I think they are setting her up to be some version of that character, maybe. But I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, we're done seeing Ahsoka. I don't think we're gonna see Ahsoka again. I don't think that's gonna happen. there's been rumors of like a Thrawn tie-in, but I just don't know how they would do it. Maybe, I guess, if it was Thrawn funding the Pikes or something, but I don't know. Or other people are saying Crimson Dawn's going to be behind it all, but yeah, I think next week's definitely going to be. I think we might see Luke go take him over there. Honestly, they might come to help out just because, or maybe at the end, like at the very end, they'll set something up for Mando season 3. But I definitely want just the final boss battle to be really epic because that's a rivalry, man. That's a good one, and I think everybody's excited to see that. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna call it there. That was Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett, episode 6 or 6. Is it 6? Let's see. Episode 6. Let me know what you think of it, and let me know how I did in there. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, man, tell me what your favorite part of Book of Boba Fett's been. Tell me how you feel about Luke and Grogu, and what do you think they're gonna do with Grogu in the future, and yeah, all that good stuff, man. So thank you very much for tuning in. It's been Adrian Grody again from ZUDECAST, and check us out. Check out the rest of our channel if you like satire and comedy and news and just all kinds of stuff, pop culture, all that goodness. Yeah, thank you very much. See you next time. Ho!